fortitude, hidden talents, and secret feelings. I need your help, no matter who you are. What kind of help? Help me escape from the tower. The only life I've ever known is this. These walls, these endless old brick stairs. I was born in the tower, and I've been its prisoner ever since. I wish no harm to anyone. Just to fly a little, breathe some fresh air somewhere in the mountains. Is that too much to ask? Shefa is worried about me. But I take a day of real life over hundreds or thousands of years of being locked up. BONT fell silent and began to examine me. There was nothing vulgar about it, and he didn't even try to hide his childish curiosity. You have strong angelic bond. A strong angelic energy. That's good. I take it you don't trust demons? Shefa tells me to stay away from them. So Shefa is keeping everybody quiet about BONT, and then Crowley just confirmed that MALBONTE is a real thing. We already knew that. But now it's confirmed that they're lying about it. I looked at him the same way he looked at me. BONT looks grown up, but behaves like a child. Of course he does, because he didn't have any experiences. I want to do the right thing. I want to be a good person. Do you think Shefa is a good person? No. This question scared me. I opened and closed my mouth, trying to articulate an answer. BONT smiled. My fear amused him. Don't answer. I found the answer on my own. Someday. No, he's not a child. He's a clean slate. What's your name? Melody. Melody. I mean, like, somebody, like, Dark Forces of MALBONTE or whatever, are already, is he a child between an angel and a demon? And that's why they don't trust him? That could be a theory. That could be a theory. Because they did say that that's what MALBONTE was in the legends. Right? But where does the Mal part come from? I don't know. Hold up. Because... yeah, I was just thinking about that. Like, Mal, the root word of it, means bad, wrongful, ill. So, like, the bad side of BONT. You know? I don't know. A door opened behind BONT. He hastily turned around and whispered excitedly, I have to go. His reflection disappeared. Once again, I've got myself into a mess. Today we will work on your hidden talents. For many unclaimed, this will be the first time. Miss Lena walked along the first row, smiling at each unclaimed. Word of advice, do not talk about your abilities. For then, you will always have an advantage over your opponent. During your training, you will have to reveal it. This is an exception. Well, let's start, shall we? Monica, Donnie, come over here. Miss Lena called two unclaimed. I didn't talk that much with my kindred. For some reason, they shunned me, and I didn't mind it. Stand facing each other, just like that. Well done. Imagine there is a clot of energy inside of you. Shape it into a sphere and guide it outward, towards the enemy or out into the world. Do as your heart tells you. It seems that Monica and Donnie had done this before, because the next moment they both sent beams of energy at each other. Hold up, let it zoom out, let it zoom out. Alright, got it. Oh, let me turn it back. That's cool. Remember, energy does not come out of nowhere. Monica draws her energy from the fire. Every time using her strength this way, Monica must understand that she takes its energy from somewhere. The same goes for Donnie, only his weapon is cold and ice. You need to find your strength to learn to combine it with the power immortality gave you. Now, pair up and try to best discover your talent. Your strength is likely to be different from what you have witnessed thus far. It might prove useful in a strategic battle, yet utterly useless on the battlefield. But it is better to find it out now. Like, Sammy's powers, I would say, would be, why do I have to stand in front of her? Like, wasn't she the girl who just like did all the flashy powers? Shouldn't she keep practicing with her partner? And I should pair with someone who doesn't have any abilities? See, they set me up for failure right from the start, dude. What was I trying to say? I've already forgotten what I was trying to say. Oh yeah, Sammy's powers wouldn't be particularly useful on a battlefield per se, but probably more in a strategic way, because he can kind of navigate through his visions to kind of see what might happen and try to plan accordingly. Yeah, so that would be an example, I think, of what it's like, a power that's not useful in the battlefield, like these two guys, their powers are. Monica stood in front of me. Don't think too long. Act on your emotions. Forget about reason. She waved her hand and a hot stream of air gusted. Soar up? I don't know. I flapped my wings and a hot stream of air rushed beneath me. I landed calmly. Good. Because, like, I think, like, he, like, makes air rise or something like that. I remember that from My Hero Academia. That's the only reason why I flew up. I'm sorry. My anime lessons are coming in right now. Good. It's your turn. Show me what you got. I closed my eyes and began to delve inside me, but I couldn't feel any cloud of energy. I'm empty inside, completely empty. Well, how long should I wait? Let's change. Donnie stood in front of me. His face showed no emotions and he looked tired of everything. Don't worry, Monica and I became unclaimed long before you all, so we are a little ahead. You'll succeed, just not right away. Donnie nodded and took a closer look at me. Oh, that was Glory. Good. If you put your mind to it and work hard, you'll succeed. I have no doubt. I have an idea, but you won't like it. What is it? His lips curled in a strained grin. He stepped forward, stretched out his hands, and directed an icy gust at me. I turned around, wanting to fly away, but as soon as the ice touched the tip of my wings, they froze. Now direct all the pain and anger at me. Donnie hit me. He hit me right on the wings. Donnie! I wasn't crying anymore. I just watched the blood dripping down my back onto my trembling hands. I watched the frozen pieces of my wings melt, leaving wet feathers lying on the ground. I closed my eyes, sighed, and stood up. My legs gave way, but I pulled myself together. I stretched my arms forward, mentally wanting to kill Donnie. I can't do anything. Selena ran up to me, covered me with her cloak, but I threw it aside. Everything's fine. You cannot focus because you are in shock. It's not the pain, it's me. I lowered my head, closed my eyes. Growing new wings doesn't feel any better than losing them. Pain, more pain. Oh well, okay. So you get another wing choice. And the author did mention that we would get these. These look like Todoroki from My Hero Academia. I swear, they watched it. No, but fire and ice is a common symbolism. But it does look like Todoroki though. I don't like those. I feel like we had better wing choices before, right? These are like extremely stylized. I don't think they gel with any outfit. Those are really expensive too. I'm sorry, I'm just gonna get the strong wings because I don't like these. They seem short and stunted, but they're not. Almost like they could be butterfly wings, but they're not pretty. These are basic, but okay. These like have like some cool factor about them, but like not cool enough for me to want to see them behind my character all the time, you know? I think that's enough for today. How are you, Melody?
They ask you how you are, you just have to say that you're fine when you're not really fine, but you just can't get into it because they would never understand.
I don't want to thank him because I don't know. I don't trust fully that he was actually trying to help. Because, like I said, they avoid me for a reason. I'm not gonna be like, F off or I'll get back at you. Nah. If I do decide to get back at him, I want it to be a surprise. So I think I'm either gonna go, everything's fine, or thanks for your help. I don't really want to thank him though. I nodded at Donnie and walked past him. He meant no harm. There's no point arguing with him. I left the backyard, stretching my new wings. I don't know if he meant no harm, but we got an angel point. That's kind of what we're going for, so. Dino stood in front of the freshly recruited angels. They performed the same routine Dino did recently, soaring upward and landing as fast as they could. And he said it's not cut out to be a teacher. Go on. Dino left his group and without saying a word went into the garden. I followed him. He stopped at the statue and turned to me, holding his hands behind his back. Father entrusted me with their training. Why you? Who else? Lucifer? Dino. He straightened impetuously, shook his head as if he wanted to take back his words, and turned towards the Statue of Harmony. They didn't expel me, Dino. I know. How? His father's on the board! I had a plan in place in case things go south. What was the plan? Did you want to help me? Dino sighed exhaustedly. He clearly didn't care for the subject. It doesn't matter, Melody. The important thing is that you're here. I have a lot of things to do, so... Wait, okay, hold up. Is stay with me, don't leave like a romantic option? Like, I don't know if I should choose that. I don't know if it's a romantic choice. I don't want to do anything romantic with Dino because I kind of more or less made my choice with Lucifer. Unless I like BONT more. We'll see. Who knows? I don't know. Let's just go. I thought we've settled everything. I could get in trouble for this again. For not being close to people. But I think me and Dino have a relatively good relationship. I think. I'll figure it out. We did. He came up to me, hugged me by the shoulders, and shook me a little. I'm just mad that you're not even trying to be careful. I'm angry at myself for worrying about you. I'm not your mother. Why should I care about you? Well, my mother doesn't care about me? Please. I don't believe that for a freaking second. That's my problem to deal with. I have no right to take it out on you. I don't want to cause you trouble. Just be careful, Melody. Promise me. I promise. Promises I can't keep. Tina closed his eyes, turned around to hide his face, and bowed his head, pondering something. Then he turned around and he looked determined, with no trace of doubt or fear on his face. I've worked so hard for so long to get where I am now. I didn't do it for myself, but... He pulled back, nervously shook his head, and closed his eyes shut. He desperately trying to suppress his feelings. Are you struggling that hard, Dino? Not blind, Melody. I see the way Lucifer looks at you, and the way you look at him. Dino, it's all so complicated. Before I run my entire life into the ground, you have to decide if you really need it. Do you understand what I'm talking about? Yes. Good. Oh! I know what's going on now! In my mind, like, I was planning on, like, replaying and, like, not sleeping with Dino. Because I was gonna not sleep with Dino at all, not mess with him at all like that, and then, just do half angel and half demon so I can get both sides of the story. And now I remember that that's just in my head. I didn't actually do that. So we've already slept with Dino and then now he's upset. Okay, now I understand him being upset a lot more. Oh no, okay. I'm sorry. I'm so sorry, Dino. I didn't mean to put him on that. Now I feel bad. Now I feel bad for him. I'm sorry. Oh no. Okay. I really thought I had replayed it. I'm so sorry. Okay, but it's fine. We talked it out. We're fine. We're good. I walked down the hallway, nervous and excited, recalling the lesson and meeting with Dino. All of a sudden, Bont's mirror, which I took with me, somehow began to glow. I wouldn't say she should leave that in her room, but she really shouldn't. But he can't be, like, beaming it out at any time. What's going on? Are you there? I'll contact you myself. Never appear like that. I may have problems because of this. Melody, who are you talking to? This is exactly what I'm talking about. You can't just be bringing out beams of light. Pincio appeared from around the corner. Oh god, his eyes were fixed on the mirror in my hands. I never felt Pincio's energy. Does he have some sort of amulet that hides it? Probably. I could use one of those. I don't trust that he won't realize that I'm lying. And I don't want to say that. Though, like, it might be, like, sort of like a misdirect, maybe? Like, yeah, I'm talking to the boy in the tower. La 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 la. Like, you know, to hide the truth in a lie. I don't know. Or hide a lie in the truth. I'm not making sense. Choose the middle one. Mirror, mirror on the wall. Who's the fairest of them all? Are you making fun of me? Do you know what it answered me? Give it to me. He reached for the mirror, but I pulled it away and giggled as Pincio staggered, losing his balance. It's said that Angel Pincio is the most handsome on earth, in heaven, and in hell. You're in a good mood, I see. Awful. Excellent. Pincio snatched the mirror out of my hands and began examining it. I've seen this mirror before. It belongs to the boy from the tower. No, it doesn't. It's mine. This boy is very lonely, Melody. No one should know that you are talking, otherwise you will both be in trouble. Pincio handed me the mirror back and moved along the hallway whistling. I'm sorry, let me process. Okay, so he knows that I had the mirror and that I'm talking to the boy in the tower, but he gave it back without taking it and allowed me to talk to the boy in the tower. Is it because, like, he's like, I'm so suspicious. Like, is it because he's like ramping up to like collect evidence on me? But at the same time, he was one of the ones who said that having guards on me was unnecessary, right? Yeah, he did. Does he want me to get into trouble? I'm so confused now. so confused. Like, I just can't help but think that this is like he playing a long game. Like he's waiting for like an irrefutable way to just drag me through the mud. Or is he like, this is like a misdirect, like Snape, like Professor Snape, right? Is this evil person all the time? And Snape wasn't a good person, just like Vincent was not really a good person. But ultimately, in the end, he was ultimately trying to protect us. God, okay. I'm gonna keep going. What's the matter with him? Even his voice became kinder. I lay on the bed with my arms stretched out to my sides as usual and thought about my failure. Something is terribly wrong here. I don't like what I felt. This void inside me. I lack the strength that I need. But why can't I tap into it? Why? The mirror sparkled again and a beam reflected into another bigger mirror near my bed. BONT appeared in the reflection. Hi, Melody. Hello. You got me into trouble. Don't do that anymore. I won't. Sorry. I didn't know. What's the matter with you? I got up a little and rested on my elbows. What are you talking about? You look upset. I hesitated for a moment. Today we had a lesson on hidden talents. I realized that I don't feel any power inside me. I don't feel anything at all. That's impossible. Everyone has powers, you just have to discover them. Sooner or later you'll do it. Why are you here again? I won't help you escape. I was almost kicked out already, I can't take any more risks. Find someone else. I had a dream that you escorted me out of the tower. Dreams are always for a reason, I know. Sammy said it's a rare gift. Then why is everyone around having these prophetic dreams? I was annoyed and upset, and for some reason I was taking it all out on BONT. Sorry. It's fine. Who's Sammy? I turned away and closed my eyes to hold back my tears. No one. He died. BONT was silent for a while, then said, Would you like me to show you in the mirror someone dear to you? Why would you do that? Let's say that it's an investment in our friendship. Hooray! BONT really looked happy. Who would you like to see? Not father. It'll be too painful. I'll constantly think about him again. Show me my mom. Done. BONT's image faded and a silhouette appeared in its place. I pressed to the mirror and grabbed at its frame. I felt my hands involuntarily squeezing it so hard that it started to rattle. What is this place? Little by little, I managed to discern where Mom was. Mom stood in the dark, but then she took a step forward and the candle in her hands moved. Mom's face lit up. Are we gonna see my mom? Interesting. Golden wings that are like giant. I don't like the feel I get from her. She gives me bad, like, she gives me bad vibes, man. Where is she? It looks like books. Are these bookshelves? Is it a library? She hasn't changed much since. Mom was clearly nervous about something. She constantly looked around cautiously. It seemed like she was somewhere she shouldn't be. Mom got to an enormous thick book with ancient pages and carefully opened it. There were rows of names written neatly. She started hastily looking for something in there. First, she flipped through half a book, then stopped and ran her finger over one of the pages. For another half a minute, Mom stood still, carefully studying the page, and then was suddenly startled. Oh, Shefa, have mercy. Mom fell to her knees and shook her head. No, it cannot be. She froze. She put her palm on that page, and without rising from her knees or looking, she slowly clenched her fist, crumbling the fragile paper. One move and the page was torn out. Mom began to tear it frantically into little pieces. A moment later, there was nothing left of the page. Then her fingertips touched the floor, and the piece of paper flared up and burnt. The grin disappeared from her face. She suddenly turned around and she felt someone's presence and looked directly at me. The vision disappeared. BONT reappeared in the mirror. She saw me. That's impossible, Melody. She could only feel that someone was watching her. You and your energy weren't there. But why are you so worried about this? What does she see in that book? Melody? You found out another mystery you'll have to unravel. What? Never mind. Thanks for showing me. How did he do that? Like, is that his power? Or one of them? Alright, so what's the plan to get you out of there? I'm not saying I agree, but let's hear it. The tower was under a spell. I can't get out of it. I always get lost on the stairs. They become endless or begin to loop or something else. It's a similar spell that they cast on the labyrinth of Adam and Eve. Oh! So once you go in, the reason why people can't come out is because, like, the labyrinth forces them to stay by getting them lost all of, like, forever. Are people still alive in there? That's scary. I thought that it was cursed. It depends on how you look at it. And how can the spell... It's another thing they fucking lying about. And how can the spell be lifted? God, this is so weird. I don't know, but the answer should be in Hell's library. I'm not going there! Oh my god. That sounds like an adventure that we're going to have with Lucifer. Okay. BONT knows a lot and seems to be able to do a lot. His help may come in handy. Also, he seems to be a good guy. Okay. I'll help you if you help me. Gladly. But how? Help me find my killer. Fear flew into the room through the open window. He crashed onto the bed, then fell on the floor, jumped up, and started to spin, hitting everything with his tail. BONT disappeared. Fear, can you calm down? What happened? He was covered in blood and abrasions. Saliva mixed with blood was dripping from his mouth. Fear obediently lay on the floor, wiped his face on the carpet, leaving bloody traces, and looked tiredly at me. Satisfied? I wet a rag and flopped down next to the injured creature. It'll hurt a little. I tended to his wounds and he only jerked and growled once, but calmed down immediately when I looked sternly at him. Why are you getting into these fights? At first I shook my head, dissatisfied, but then it dawned on me. His tone is so human, as if he understands me. Fear, tell me, are you human? Fear looked me in the eyes for a long time, then snorted and nudged my hand with his head so that I continued cleaning his wounds. So you don't want to answer, huh? I pressed a little harder on the wound, but Fear endured it, only clenching his teeth harder. Oh, don't hurt him. Once I was done, I looked at Fear again. My heart filled with warmth and tenderness for this creature. Kiss him on the nose. I came close to Fear. He jerked a little, carefully following my movements. I kissed Fear on his big and wet nose. See, I would have missed out on a really pretty picture if I not. Let me let it fade out. That's so pretty. Why does she look like a mermaid here? When I pulled away from the dragon, his eyes were closed. Your relationship with Fear improved. Yay! And he slowly opened them and looked at me. And he dashed sharply towards the window. Within a second, he was cutting through the midnight sky. Silly dragon. The night was in full swing, but I didn't feel like sleeping. Maybe I should play AD a visit? I didn't talk to him properly since too little time has passed. Thinking about Sammy felt like rubbing salt into a wound. I didn't bother changing out of my nightie. I hesitated a little at Eddie's door, but he felt my energy and yelled, "Come in." Eddie sat on the edge of the bed, all dressed, trembling as if he had a fever. He looked haggard, holding his head in his hands, rubbing his eyes. "Eddie, what's wrong with you?" "I can't sleep. As soon as I close my eyes, I see his face." "Eddie, hon, look at me." I knelt in front of him, took his hands off his face, forcing him to look at me. "Sammy wouldn't want you to torture yourself this way." "I feel guilty." "Why?" I spoke almost in a whisper. "For not saving my Sammy. For being rude lately. Well, for everything." Eddie clung to me and suddenly burst into tears. I hugged him, resting my head on his, and I felt tears flowing down my cheeks too. I'm not gonna kiss him. I don't know if we should wallow in sadness or we should try to focus on the good. Let's try focusing on the good and we'll see what happens. Listen to me. Listen. I pressed my fingers on his temples, closed my eyes, and began to reminisce. Eddie could see my memories as his own. Am I like talking them out, or am I like actually feeding him my memories? Because hello, power, hidden ability. His friend nudged him and nodded in my direction. "Oh, we were waiting for you. My name is Eddie. Sammy. Are you coming, Melody?" I turned towards Andy. It's better if Melody flies with me. Eddie and Sammy accosted me on both sides. "Don't be afraid. We'll take good care of her." Sammy stood on one side, Mimi on the other. "You have to come with us. It's not up for discussion." "You're supposed to talk me out of it." I remember that outfit. "Now's this time. Will you root for me?" "Sammy, no, no! Don't make me roll that!" "Sammy." He wasn't exactly friendly to me during our first acquaintance, but once I got to know him better, I saw how kind he was. Do you know what else I came to realize? What? In the world of immortals, even angels are mirrored in lies. Mirrored in lies, envy, and hatred. Let Sammy be a guidepost to us all, a reminder of what we should aspire to, regardless of which side we are on. Do you agree? Eddie wiped away the tears and nodded. Sammy is our guiding light in all this darkness. Sammy is our beacon. I jumped out of bed with a painful sigh as if I'd been holding my breath all this time. That night I couldn't fall asleep. I tossed and turned for a long time. I don't know when I fell asleep, but the awakening was sudden. What's wrong with you? First the goblin, now the tree? Girl, you're not fine. Mimi sat on my bed. What was the vision? A burning tree. Does that mean something? Uh-oh. I didn't realize I was talking to her, that's right. But we need to unravel the mystery though. We do need to do that. And figure out how it ties into BONT. Like Sarah Crowley reminded me that I shouldn't strengthen my connection to MALBONTE, but like the author said, I can only go off of what the author said. She said that whether you strengthen your connection to him or you don't, like, there's good perks to it and there's bad perks to both sides. So even if I decide to try to keep it all under wraps and try to let anybody know that I have a strong connection there, there's still going to be bad consequences to doing that as well. So I feel like it's one of those things, like, if you know something about like a really bad situation, and like say maybe somebody close to you is going through a similar situation, like you sharing those thoughts or theories with them helps them feel like they're not the only ones feeling like that. So like if they're in trouble, they might come to you as opposed to trying to handle it on their own. I get the feeling like if I don't say that I'm going through this and like say somebody like Mimi or Lucifer, like he's already having the visions too. Like if he just thought that he was by himself, then he would try to handle it on his own or keep it to himself, and he might get hurt because of that because he didn't have any backup. That's just where I am with it. So I'm just gonna put it out there. I'm just gonna keep strengthening my connection and see where it leads me. I don't know. A burning tree? Does that mean something? I don't know. What do you think? It was MALBONTE. I just know it. Rumors of your connection with MALBONTE. I'm just gonna feed into it and we'll see what happens. The lesson is about to start. We better get ready. I was pushed back a couple of feet. Will you ever learn to fight back or not? So far I've come empty-handed in my quest for my talent. Geralt came up to me and helped me off the floor with one hand without hiding his annoyance. Enough. I coolly straightened my clothes and brushed off the dust. If your powers do not emerge during fight, it means they are related to something else. And how do I tap into them? There are several ways, but be prepared that it might take time and a lucky circumstance for the powers to reveal themselves. Crowley walked into the yard. He was strolling and observing the students. Walker Jr. That trial was quite emphatic. I would like to talk to you, both you and Lucifer. He turned to Geralt. Could you get him? Geralt shook his head slightly and turned around to go get Satan's son. He gestured to his students on his way. Donnie, don't you dare rip out someone's wings again. Is that understood? Got it. Shall we take a walk? Alright. We stepped into the backyard. There was nobody there. You know, Melody, I think the fact that your mother is a seraph went to your head. That's not... He raised his hand, silencing me. You aren't doing this on purpose. Your subconscious takes the lead. But I hasten to assure you, Rebecca will not help you. It is against the rules, but it also is not in her nature. Pardon my impudence, but I will assume that I know her better than you, even though you are related. I don't doubt that. He smiled and looked at me sneakily. Why the sudden talk? Yeah, like what is he getting at? Did you call me? Ah, just in time. I want to have an educational talk with you. The sound of that made Lucifer turn on his heel, ready to leave. But Crowley stopped him. Not so fast. He took us by the arms and led us along the path. At first glance, chaos reigns on Earth, but we know that is not the case. Harmony. You know, luckily you did not get to witness the era of chaos that preceded it. You may find the rules stupid or optional, but if you think that heaven will allow some two puppies to destroy this world that was so hard to build, you're terribly mistaken. Guys, I think we know who the real big bad is, and it's not MALBONTE. It's this guy, for sure. Like, what if out of fear, because BONT was likely born between an angel and demon, what if out of fear of him, they created this whole legend about MALBONTE? And secretly, this guy is the head honcho behind that whole movement. Like right now, he's here threatening us. Like, what is the point of that? Like, how does he feel like us having a relationship is gonna rip the fabric or whatever? Does he, like, just not want another bump? Or is Shefa the big bad here? 'Cause I'm pretty sure he's the one who told everybody to keep BONT locked up in the tower. And why would they keep him at the academy? Why wouldn't they keep him closer to them? Why would they keep him here? Terribly mistaken. We will rip out Lucifer's wings and exile him on Earth, and you, Melanie, will cease to exist. Like, why the fuck is he threatening us right now? Like, seriously. He said it calmly, almost joyfully, making his message even more menacing. I kind of want to shout at him. Like, if he's gonna come around threatening me any fucking way, then, like, what is the point? That's kind of a stupid question. Most people live by those rules, which is... yeah. I don't want to let my anger get the best of me, though. But seriously, fuck this dude, man. Once again, though, I don't want to let them know that I'm an enemy. But any chance I have to take this dude out, I'm definitely taking this dude out, for sure. Fine. At least I won't. Glad to hear that. Seraph Crawley. Vencio caught up with us, a bit out of breath. What does it matter? A word. We almost reached the edge of the flying cliff on which the academy was built and began to return. Angel, Vencio, and Crowley walked ahead so we could hear bits and pieces of their conversation. Is that important, though? It matters to me. Lucifer and I was silent. He didn't even look at me. And so, is it over between us? Don't ask me difficult questions. And don't ask them here! If you can hear them sort of whispering, then, like, what? He never looked at me. Difficult, huh? That's funny coming from you. We'll talk when you pick a side. My world doesn't revolve around you. There are other girls. I hope you won't chase after me like others. So, I'm not gonna chase after you. Good. And what will happen when I pick a side? If you become a demon, I might lay my eye on you again, if you're lucky. Arrogant freak. Don't worry. There are many other cute demons I can hook up with. Lucifer clenched his jaw, his cheekbones protruded, making his face coarser. Anyway, I thought you didn't care about the rules. That's right. Then why are you insisting I pick a side? Melody, let's drop this conversation. I'm bored. Hey, where is she going? Angel Vencio pointing towards the gazebo. What's with this music? The girl went to the gazebo and suddenly disappeared. That was strange. They hastened their pace. Lucifer and I looked at each other and followed them. Reaching the gazebo, Crowley and Vencio slowed down their pace. Crowley placed his hand in the space between the columns, and his touch rippled the invisible veil surrounding the gazebo. This is unacceptable. He stepped into the gazebo and disappeared from sight. The angel dashed after him, followed by Lucifer and myself. The girl Vencio spotted was half naked, kissing another student. Their kiss was wild and full of raw animal passion, as if they hadn't seen each other in 100 years. What's going on here? What impudence! The girl quickly dressed and stood quietly, closing her eyes. Sarah grabbed them both by the hands and pulled them outside forcefully. They took them into the courtyard where the lesson was held. Uh-oh. Attention, please. Seems that students lost any sense of boundaries and respect for the laws of heaven and hell. What's he gonna do? This is outrageous. Undeniable anger broke his voice. All students abandoned their training and looked our way. No, Crowley, no need. Crowley? The Suddenly turned towards her and the other student and looked at them, bewildered and confused. Your energy is too strong. He waved his hand, breaking the spell and revealing their real faces. What the fuck is going on? Excuse me? I staggered, but Lucifer held me. It's... Rebecca? I don't even know what to say to that, dude. Why would they do that here? And like, she didn't look around before she decided to go step in there. Well, I guess she was right. I mean, he was right. She actually did love him. Because I don't think she's sneaking around with Vincio. At least I don't think she is. She could be. Wow, okay, so what's gonna happen when two high-ranking officials are the ones breaking the angel and demon rule? Wow. Okay, I don't know what to say. I'm gonna go ahead and end this part right here so I can go ahead and play the next one. I don't know. This is crazy. This is absolutely crazy. Okay, thank you guys so much for watching. If you enjoyed this episode, go ahead and show that like button some love. Subscribe to see more content like this and see episode 3. And I will see you next time. Bye.